I'm glad that you said that. Is it showing that it's recording? All right, awesome. All right, as you guys pop on, just make sure that you mute yourself. But as I was saying, we have Joe and Shanna here tonight. We're going to talk a little bit about mindset, just very briefly, and posture with connecting, and then they're gonna tell you their skills. That if you guys don't know, they've enrolled, I think you guys said 14 people, 15 people last week and this week total. I mean, that's absolutely insane. I know I reached out to Shanna like a couple weeks ago. I was like, I need to know what you guys are doing. Hook me up. And they are amazing. They're always willing to coach people and help us. So it's great. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so that you guys can see. And I can't see your faces, so just keep that in mind. All right. All right. Can everybody see? Just say yes or let me know.
Yeah.
All right. Perfect. All right. So a couple things I want to do before we start is just kind of review, guys. The next, we have 2 more 90-day action plan Zooms, and they are going to be Wednesday, July 11th at 8:30, and then Wednesday, July 25th. So put those on your calendar. And just to kind of do a little recap of last week, we talked a little bit about your why and how important it is to tie your why to your goals. You know, if you don't have something that is pulling you when things get tough, it's going to be, hard to keep you going. So we did that, your personal mission statement. Guys, both of those were so awesome to read in the group. I was just so inspired, and it just made me very thankful to be partnering with all you guys. The vision boards, that is one that I have not even posted. Mine is not done. It's a work in progress, but I haven't posted yet. And then establishing your why. There were a couple of videos with, I think, Peter Kelly and then Simon Sinek and Angelique Nori, and posting your reflection on those. And guys, keep in mind, like, this is a work in progress. Like, it's not all or nothing. So if you miss something from those, don't just say, oh, it's too late and I've already messed up the whole 90-day game plan. Like, that's not how it goes. Just, you can move at your own pace, go back and make sure that you take the time to do those things. And then just kind of implement things as you get it tonight. So, all right, I kind of already said this, but we're going to talk a little bit tonight about, posture, kind of, the energy that you bring when you're connecting with someone. And then Joe and Shanna are going to talk about connecting, and then I'm going to do a little bit on your 30-second story. And at the end tonight, we have some to-dos for you guys. This is going to be super fun. You're going to write and practice and record, or you can go live if you choose and post your 30-second story in the group using the hashtag my30secondstory by July 8th. And then when Joe and Shanna talk about connecting, you guys are going to pick a number, okay? And there's no due date on that. Like, once you get that tonight, like, you're going to want to start connecting massively. And then Shanna's going to talk about her daily action plan. So, like, her income producing activities that she does. She has a little checklist that she uses. She's going to share that. And then we have some connecting videos for you guys to watch and post a reflection on that are in the files section of the group. Is there anything else, Joe or Shanna or Melina, that you guys want to add before we dive in? I can't see you, remember?
Nope.
If you don't say anything, I'll just assume it's a no. How's that? You just need to tell me when to go to the next thing. All right. You rock stars are up.
All right. So excited to see everybody tonight. We're just people, guys. And so we're going to talk about what we've been doing. And also, for those of you that don't know who we are, we've been doing this since about 2014 is when April of 2014 is when we joined Isogenics. And we kind of fumbled along a little bit. We had no idea we were going to do the business side of things. And then it took us probably about a year and a half to really try to do stuff. So this is not a time thing. This is not if you don't do it right off the bat, you're never going to do it. I will tell you that speed, once you commit, speed helps a lot, like doing the do and jumping right in. And what we say, stop getting ready to get ready, that's a killer. It's just, it's one of those things where you second guess yourself. I'm going to tell you right now that you are going to fumble a lot. I still fumble a lot, but I grow, and I just keep moving on because my why is strong, our why is strong, and we understand what we need to do. So this comes down to mindset, and it is truly everything. How you approach what you get to do every day, not what you have to do, but what you get to do. The opportunity that we have with Isogenics and network marketing is immense, okay? And I want you guys to also understand that if you've got full-time jobs, part-time jobs, and you're doing Isogenics on the side, that's absolutely fine. This is not about telling somebody they have to quit their job to become an Isogenics business person. But this is about saying that if you are going to build an Isogenics business, build it like a business and set your mindset straight. And it does take some personal growth and development. We talked about this in the past, that people just don't. This is not something that you grew up, for most of us, working on. And you definitely didn't work on it in school. And most bosses don't have you do personal growth and development. So that's something you should be doing every day, because we constantly have to flush down the ego, and the ego telling us what our old story and what our old pattern is. So you don't want to have that fixed mindset, okay? You want to have, there's a screen sharing on here, Steph. There you go. You don't want to have a fixed mindset. You want to constantly be open to growth, and you want to constantly be open to change, and everything will change, and it's perfect. And so we always want to be learning. We always want to be growing. I'm always on the internet looking for people to train me, and free training. There's tons of free training out there. I love to get free training out there because there's lots of rock stars, not only in Isogenics, but in network marketing in general. So always seek out to better yourself, better than you were yesterday, and set up your posture. People talk about that all the time. Your posture is what you bring to the table. So whatever it takes you, before you start sending messages, before you start getting on phone calls, before you start doing anything business related, get your mindset straight, okay? Forget about what just happened to you. If something bad happened that day, if you had an argument with somebody, if you had a bad comment on somebody's post on Facebook or out in the real world, flush it, get rid of it, get into a good space, okay? Whatever that takes, get into a good space, and Casey will tell you to breathe. So do breathing exercise, but whatever it takes, get into a good space. But this is where it begins with us, okay? Go ahead and go to the next slide. So people that have a fixed mindset, I'm not going to read through all these. You guys can read through all of this, but you avoid things because you're not willing to grow, and because you believe that once you graduated college, that's it. That's the end of the growing and the learning. I've read more since I've graduated college than I ever did my many, many years before that, all the years growing up. So we embrace all the change and all the challenges, and we want to learn. We get criticized, we get beat up, and guess what? I don't care about other people's opinions of me out there, because their opinions don't pay my bills, okay? So you have to learn to get to that point. It's not about not caring. There's two things that because I keep on seeing this a lot on Facebook now. It must be something that's in the environment. People, you've got one group of people saying don't care. You've got another group of people saying, no, you need to care. You need to care about people. You don't need to care about their opinions of you. There's a big difference, okay? So this is what's going to help you out. So let's go ahead and move into what Shanna and I do. So we talk about connecting. The thing that sets us, I think the thing that sets us apart is that we connect with a lot of people. And I will tell you from the beginning that we talk about warm market, family. That's just a big thing that you do when you first get into network marketing, because for most people it's easier to connect with family and friends and people that you have a connection with. Sometimes it's more difficult. So don't judge that. I'm just saying that most people start with their warm market. Here's the thing, guys. You have to start working on that cold market now, before your warm market dries up, because it will, because you know fewer people than you're going to meet. People always say it's not who you know now, it's who you're going to meet. And that is absolutely 100% true. We burned through our quote unquote initial warm market a long time ago, but we're constantly building a new warm market. So we're constantly connecting with new people. There's millions of people in this world. I think we're in 17 markets around the world right now and growing constantly. So don't rely on your home market, your small hometown, whatever it is. Don't make that an excuse. We are global, guys. So let's work with that. So always want to be identifying new prospects and create those new prospects. Now, me, I do 99% of my building, and I say 99% because I don't want to say 100, but it's probably closer to 100. I build mostly on social media. I am not a social butterfly. I am what you call a situational extrovert. I am extroverted when I have to be, and that's when I get in this world and I talk about what I need to talk about. I will do what needs to be done. That is it, because I'm connected to my why, and it pushes me forward. It pushes me out of my comfort zone. Now, Shanna will talk about, and we talked about this on the Monday night team call if you guys were there, that it's so easy to connect with people out in the real world if your intention is not focused on isogenics. If your intention is just, I want to connect with people. I don't have a cup. Carry around your isogenics cup with you, always, no matter what. If it's got water in it, if it's got hydrate in it, if it's got a shake in it, if it's got a liquor drink in it, I don't care. Carry around your isogenics cup so it starts a conversation with people, but it doesn't have to be around isogenics. It's just, hey, nice to meet you. Strike up a conversation. So when we talk about connecting, there's two ways to do it. Now, the form is an acronym for family, occupation, recreation, and their motivation. And so when people talk about that, I've done trainings on that in the past where when you connect with somebody online or out in the real world, you want to kind of strike up that conversation and go through these things. You want to ask questions. And what I'm going to talk about tonight is I kind of throw that out the window when I'm on social media. You can't do that, what I'm going to talk about tonight, with direct approach, belly to belly in person. You want to be personable. You want to ask people about their life. You don't want to just bring up isogenics or the business opportunity right then and there. You can if it's appropriate, but usually it's not. So belly to belly, do the form, do the connecting. I'm going to talk about the direct approach tonight. Once I get connected, and we'll talk about the conversations that I use, you want to schedule a call with that person, guys. You don't want to beat around the bush. Shanna's going to talk about some of the tools that we use, but the thing that we want to do, me personally, okay, and once again, guys, there's many different ways to skin a cat. I'm not coming on here telling you that you have to do it this way, and if somebody told you another way, don't do that, because there's many different ways to do this. I'm just coming from our standpoint and telling you what's working for us and how we have enrolled 15 people, and we've got 2 that are ready to enroll in the next couple of days this month. So schedule that call. Be personable with that person on the phone. Find out what their goals are. We've got a script that we use that is still us, but it goes through all of the questions and asking what their goals are, what they're trying to do on a scale of 1 to 10. Where do they want to be? Why is that important to them? And then once they tell me those things, or once they tell us those things, we go through another script that says, great, based on what you told me, here are the 2 packages that I recommend. One is, I talk about I say it's $11 a day because I kind of factor in tax and shipping and possibility of Isoline Pro. And then there's another $21 a day package. Let me explain the difference. The $21 a day package is XYZ. The $11 a day package is this. Which one sounds better to you? I let them make a choice. They tell me what their choice is. Fantastic. You're going to get awesome results with that. Here's the information I need. I need your blank, 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 whatever. Now, if you do this over text, if you do this over Messenger, that's fine too. If that's what works for you, rock on. Go ahead and do that. But we want to make sure that you understand there are different ways to do it, and you got to find out what's comfortable for you. And when I say that, you've also got to understand that sometimes we do have to step outside of our comfort zone. Well, we always have to step outside of our comfort zone to grow, but What you've got to understand is if what you're doing right now is not getting you results, maybe think about trying something else, okay? And then we talk about using the tools. We'll go into that a little bit further. And then presenting and closing is kind of like what we just started, what we just talked about. And asking that question, guys, I think one of the things that helps Shannon and I so much is that we ask for the order. We assume that if I'm talking to somebody on the phone, that they are going to start our program because I believe that it's the right thing for them. Okay? You have to go into that call with that posture, with that stance of saying, this is the right thing for them. Now, let's just build value. Let's help them understand and ask the question, are you ready to get started? Because all people want to know if they have objections, and we'll do another training on that sometime, but the objections that people have, all they really want to know is this going to work for me? That's all they want to know, because they wouldn't be talking to you if they weren't interested, okay? So go ahead and go to the next slide. So, guys, I'm going to post like a whole script sheet that I use, that I copy and paste from every single day. Now, what I welcome you to do is obviously use these at your leisure. These are going to be for you to use. And by the way, I'm going to be putting a Word document in the page so you can actually copy and paste it. You don't have to worry about remembering what this says. But go in, read it out loud, and see if you were in a postured state, if you were in that confident state where you were saying, I know this is right for this person, does it read right for you? Okay? I know that what I wrote here, it reads right for me, but if you need to change a few words, if you need to make it fit with your verbiage and how you speak, by all means, do what works for you. But this is the direct approach. So a couple of examples here. Initial contact, cold. Okay, this is not your friends and family. This is not people you know, people you work with. This is literally somebody that I connected with. Now, I posted in the 90-day group today. If you didn't already do it, and I know that you can Google this, but I went ahead and did a short video on how to get your Facebook friends list. Because we talk about doing a list of 100, and a lot of times that is friends and family, people you know, your hairstylist, your grocery person, your bank person, people that you come in contact with, your trainer, whoever it may be. But one of your biggest lists that you have right at your fingertips is your friends list. And I will tell you that if your friends list right now is less than 1,000 and you're trying to build this business and you're trying to use social media, you need to get that up, okay? Having less than 1,000 is not going to build your business, okay? So every day be adding to that. So this is just an example. So obviously I say their name. Hi, I'll use Stephanie. Hi, Stephanie. So happy to be connected with you on here. I wanted to reach out as I've met some great people on here, and your page interested me. Now, you can take the time to go look at their page. You can actually see if something on their page interested you. I don't, okay? I just don't have time to do that. So if you want to, by all means, go do it. Like I said, I'm not telling you what's right or wrong. I wanted to shoot you a message and say hello and tell you a little bit about me. Now, this is where you might need to change your verbiage. My wife and I have a desire to help people not only look and feel their best physically, mentally, and financially, but to make a greater impact. I need to change that. Greater impact on the world. We are on a mission to help people increase their energy, perform better physically, age more gracefully, lose weight, and create wealth. I just wanted to throw this out there. Would you be open? And that's a key word right there, guys, open. Most people do not want to be closed. They want to think of themselves as open. So that's a key word. Don't take that one out. Would you be open to taking a look at what we do to see if it'd be a good fit for you? If not, no big deal. I still look forward to connecting on here. You're going to get a lot more no's than you get yeses, okay? Or people ignoring you. I want you to understand that. I do this 50 times a day. Do not go back and look to see if somebody saw your message and get upset about it, okay? Whether they saw it, whether they didn't see it, whether they didn't get back, you got to let that go. Keep moving forward. Stop looking backwards, okay? And what you're looking for here, you're not looking for somebody that, A, badmouths you. And honestly, guys, I don't get people badmouthing me. They don't get upset about it because the way I approach it, I want to connect with them, okay? So I haven't had anybody badmouth me or say anything negative. The worst that I've had is ignoring, which is who cares, And the second one is, hey, I appreciate it. No, thanks. I'm good. That's awesome. You know what I do then? Hey, I appreciate that. What do you do? I'd love to learn more about you. And this, whoa, they're thrown off now because I'm not only interested in selling something, I am truly interested in them. And now they're on my page. Okay? So they're on my page. Now, another thing that really does, this is an opportunity for you guys. If you're posting 2 to 3 times a day on Facebook, which, by the way, I don't recommend you posting more than 3 times a day, and definitely don't do it within an hour, because you don't want to compete with yourself on a post. If you post something within an hour, you're competing with yourself. So spread it out throughout the day, but no more than 3 a day. Go back to your post this week, and anybody that has liked anything, it doesn't have to be an Isogenics post, it doesn't have to be a before and after, anybody that has liked one of your posts, send them this message. Hey, thanks for liking my post the other day. I'm not sure if you've seen my other posts or not, but my wife and I have partnered with a health and wellness company where we coach people using a superfood nutritional program. The system helps people lose weight, build lean muscle, gain more energy, and just get altogether better nutrition in their body. We have helped hundreds personally. Now, if you have not, all you have to do is change the word that says, our team has helped hundreds get great results with this system, because guess what? That is 100% true, okay? We have a testimonial and product coaching page on Facebook where you get some more information and learn about what we do. Would you like to be added? Shanna and I both add tons of people every week because of this. So the way that I handle these 2 posts is different. The initial cold contact, if somebody comes back, I'm looking for an absolutely, yes, I am interested in learning more. I'm looking for that. So what I say is, I don't just give up the goods. I don't just throw them a link. I don't just throw them in the page. I schedule a phone call. Hey, that is awesome. I look forward to talking about this. Curious, are you more interested in the nutrition, the opportunity, or maybe both? And they come back and tell me, because I am interested in that. Awesome. What I'd like to do is schedule a phone call with you, get to know you a little bit more, and that way I can send you the right information. When are you available? I'm available Tuesday or Thursday at 4 o'clock or 6 o'clock. Which one works better for you? I schedule the call, guys. I'm telling you right now, every time somebody says yes, every time I schedule a call, I still get butterflies. Every single time. It makes me nervous, but I still do it. Okay, you can leave it on that page, Steph. Okay. You
said you handle them differently.
Okay, so what I just did with that initial contact cold, I want to schedule a phone call. With the like or comment on the post, I've asked them if they want to be added to our page. I say, great. I go ahead and add them to the page. I put in a welcome post on the page. You guys may have seen my welcome post. So it gives them the video on how to look through the page. And I welcome them. I tag them in that post. Then I go back to my message with them and I say, great, I just added you to our health and action page and I tagged you in a post. What are your personal health goals right now? And they tell me. And I say, great. Take a look around. Enjoy your time in there. Would you be interested in setting up a phone call? I still try to get the phone call. A lot of times with that one, I will tell you that people are going, not yet. Let me take a look around a little bit and I'll get back to you. Great. Well, now I've written their name down. I don't just add them to the page. I've got a list that I've written down, and I follow up with them within 2 to 3 days. Hey, you've been in the page a couple days. What are you liking? Are you ready to schedule that phone call?
Can I interject?
Yep.
Because I do that differently than Joe does. So I'm just going to kind of tell you what I do. I do the like post. I mean, so many times a day, I think I posted a picture, got 250 likes. You better believe every single one of those people that wasn't Isogenics or family or I hadn't talked to before got this message. But I do not put them in the page until I've scheduled a call. So that's where Joe and I are different. What I have found is if I do that, I am playing a cat and mouse game. How do you like the page? Have you watched the video I sent you? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm well, I haven't watched it yet. We're going back and forth if they're even responding at all. So I scheduled a call. I usually send the message. They say yes. I say great. Be happy to add you, just so I know when I put you in the page, what kind of health goals are you working on, so I know what kind of things to tag you in. They tell me what their health goals are. I say great. I'm gonna want your feedback afterward, and you're gonna want some more information. When is the best time and day to reach you? And I scheduled a phone call. Now I put their name on a post-it because they're not on my prospect list yet, because they haven't scheduled a call. I will not what I call this, Post-it, note card. So I schedule the call. If they don't come back to me, I go back to them. I touch out several, every week, message them back. If their name doesn't ever come off that note card, sorry. If their name goes, if they schedule a call, then they're on my prospect list. And then I add them to the page, and then I call them. So I do that a little differently.
And honestly, guys, I think that's probably a better way to do it, because I am finding that when I'm adding people, just adding them to the page, I'm getting kind of the crickets with those people. So that's my comfort zone. So I need do that. Do that. That's a better thing. Okay. But once again, play around with it and do what you feel comfortable with. Only stick with that if it's getting you results. But here's the thing, guys. If this is something new to you and it resonates with you and you say, wow, yeah, that sounds like a good idea, don't just do it for a day. And if it works, great. If it doesn't work, that didn't work. Stick with it for at least a couple of weeks, like consistently every day, and see what it does for you. Because some days I get a ton of response. Some days I don't. It's just that ebb and flow. Okay, go ahead and go to the next page. All right, so this is an opportunity for you every single day, and we both do this. A birthday first message. Now, on the script sheet that I'll give you guys, I also have a birthday follow-up for somebody that I've had a conversation with, but now it's their birthday, and I'm gonna be direct with them. So I tell them I want to drop by and wish them a happy birthday. I hope this year's your best yet. I also wanted to reach out. It's kind of the same thing. It's really the same message. Hey, I just wanted to throw it out there. Would you be open to taking a look at what we do? If not, great. Hey, I still look forward to connecting. So usually they just come back and go, hey, thanks. That's fine. Or, yeah, I'd like to learn more. It's the same thing. And then I try to schedule a phone call. But I've just gotten to a point where I'm being opportunistic here. And you will hear, because there's so many ways to do this, you will hear from other people in the industry and isogenics, like this could be taboo, okay? Because you're being direct. But I'm part of a lot of training groups that they do get better results with this. And
I think we have gotten to a point where we're tired of just making little baby steps where we're like, this is it. You either want this or you don't want this. And if you don't want it, fine. If you want it, great. I'm going to give you what you need. Which one?
Yeah, and I think Stephanie and Melina are probably going to post a video training that I did in Health and Have It All about rapport versus being direct. And I give the pros and cons of both. What you will find is that this approach actually is more duplicatable than trying to be personable, okay? And that doesn't mean don't be personable when you actually talk to somebody or connect with them. It means if you're having trouble transitioning to this phase where it's like, are you interested? If you can't get to that point, you don't have a business. And so we just get to that point and we do it with a lot higher numbers. So I kind of did this math last night. So let's say that you only feel comfortable talking to 10 people in a week and you get one person that's interested in talking to you. Okay, that's 10% of the people that you send out messages to want to talk to you. That person's probably not going to sign up. Maybe they do, but let's say you get 10% enrollment out of talking to people. If I talk to 250 people and I get 25 people that want to talk to me and I get 5 enrollments out of that, the percentage is less, but would you rather have 5 enrollments or 1? Okay, I'm building a business. So a past friend, and so this could be somebody that you have connected with. I just put a couple examples on here. Hey, how are you? How's life? I know it's been forever. I'd love to catch up. Also wanted to reach out because I'm looking for some accountability. This is great for people that are either rebuilding their business or just getting started. I know it's random, but I have been so impressed by the transformations I've seen in our private online group I'm in. So I've decided to give the cellular shifting and superfoods a try. The person who told me about this said it's a lot more fun. You guys have heard this kind of stuff before. Doing with people you know, since you have been on my mind to reconnect with anyway, I thought, when I copied this stuff, I messed up. So I watch out for this verbiage. I thought it'd be fun if we something you, man, I missed some words on that. I copied it wrong. So you guys get the point. I thought it'd be fun. If this is something you'd be interested in as well, I know, random, right? So you're being real with that person. You're like, hey, listen, I know this is kind of strange, but I just want to know if you'd be interested, okay? So go ahead and go to the next slide. I think might be your. Okay,
Yeah.
so this is going to be Stephanie. If you guys have any questions about what I talked about, obviously reach out. I will post my scripts in the group, and just try it out. It's working.
Sorry, I had to unmute myself there. Awesome. You guys are amazing. Those were some great shares. I took a lot from that. And I know I had, talked with you before and I've seen those, and a couple things hit home with me, like sticking with it for an extended period of time, and just the way you guys follow up after you send those initial scripts. Those are very, very helpful. So you guys are rock stars. Thank you so much. I'm going to go ahead and hit present again. All right, guys, I'm going to spend a little bit of time just talking to you about your 30-second story. If you have not, first of all, if you have not been to an Isogenics event, you definitely need to go to an Isogenics event. If you can get to Celebration, get to Celebration. They start with this 90-day action plan, and they start with your why, and they spend time letting you, develop your story. And when you guys are out and about, and today I was took my son to a storybook class, and I'm connecting with other moms, and you want your story to be quick. They see your cup, or you guys have engaged over the last couple of weeks having conversations, and you want your story to be quick and relatable. But just a couple of things that I want to go over before I kind of share my story with you is, I've posted a video in here too that Isogenics does about compliance, and they really, it's important to keep with the integrity of the company, and making sure that your story, is accurate and it's truthful. And, we always have to make sure that when we're telling our story, that it's giving people reasonable expectations. So it's kind of one of those things that we don't guarantee results, and we never want to suggest that, things treat, we don't cure, treat, or prevent any type of disease. And you guys will see that when I share my story, because I will share that with you. And then obviously never promising or implying any type of physical or financial results. And there, I linked the compliance website on there, and you guys can see, people will do that at the bottom of their post, put the 3 little dots and things like that. So one big thing is making sure that you never share like your pounds and inches in the same time frame. Like, little things like that make a big difference. Okay. And obviously I'm not going to, as Joe mentioned, I'm not going to read through these because you guys can go back and watch this. But you can kind of see over here, like with my story, I had a lot of like IBS, acid reflux, hiatal hernia. Like I experienced depression because of it. And those are all terms that, Isogenics considers non-compliant. And so they kind of give you some, different language to use: difficulty sleeping, discomfort. I used my stomach. I had a lot of bloating, things like that I used to kind of tell my story, because I had a lot of GI issues. And so that's just kind of something to keep in mind. And then I linked the video in here so that you guys could go and watch it. I think it's about 4 minutes. And he kind of goes over a lot of this. Okay, so when you guys are sharing your 30-second story, this is how we really pique someone's interest, because it's how we get them excited with Isogenics. It's how we get them connected to somebody on our team. It's a real story, something that they can relate to. And I think the biggest thing to keep in mind is people want to hear themselves in your story. Like, something in what you say is going to resonate with them, and it's going to trigger something in their heart that, something that they're feeling. If you're someone that was before Isogenics, you were tired, or you were exhausted, or, you didn't have energy, or you were sad and you weren't feeling yourself because you were overweight, and you weren't, maybe you weren't playing with your children or spending time with your husband, or, someone like me, I had never worn a bathing suit on the beach without a cover up in 32 years of my entire life. Those are things that people connect to, because they see themselves in that story. So that's really important, is to stay true to you. And, listen, when you guys are out, like in public, like Joe was talking about, belly to belly, like really listen to people. Like, I'm someone that I ask a lot of questions to people. Like, I'm always ending with a question, because I'm really trying to hear someone's need. When you ask a lot of questions about a person, they're going to open up and they're going to share a pain with you, that's going to give you an opportunity to, it kind of opens the door a little bit to say, you know what, I have something similar. I can relate to that. And, let me share my story with you. And, Melina and I were talking earlier, and if you guys know Eden Slobin, he actually has what he calls the 5-second story. And it's basically he just, when he hears a need, he says, I can relate to that, and I have a solution. Basically, that's all he says. And then he kind of goes into, the isogenics. But so I kind of already touched on this a little bit, but when people are, they're complaining of being tired, feeling sluggish, out of shape, we can share how that aspect of our lives has shifted since isogenics. So I guess, in this part, one thing to keep in mind is, you might change your story. Like for me, if I'm talking to a mom who's saying, I'm really tired, I don't have any energy, I might not tell all the aspects of my digestive issues with her when I'm telling her about how isogenics has changed my life. I might just say, yeah, before I started, I wasn't feeling well. I had a lot of stomach problems. And because of that, I was left very tired and sluggish, and I had no energy to do anything. I would stay on the couch for 2 weeks at a time, which is what I did. And, share that aspect of the story with her. And guys, you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be a perfect product of the product to share this gift. If you're just getting started and, maybe you don't even have a product story yet, like you have so many people around you in this community who have an amazing story, like share someone else's story. This happens all the time when I'm connecting to people. I connect with men, and maybe there's a performance story, and they're like, no, I've been in the gym for 2 years. I'm not getting the results that I desire, and that's hard for me because I don't have that story. I used isogenics in the gym, but I can't connect on that level. But I can say, hey, I know this guy named Jordan, and and share a little bit about Jordan's story. I'd love to connect him. I'd love to connect you to him. Are you open, to speaking with him? And I've done that a lot of times. I've used Glenn Schrauben too. And then I get them on a call and I let them share their story of isogenics and how it's changed their lives. Go from there. So here I'm going to share with you guys a template. Isogenics gives us a template. And this is where I kind of got stuck in the beginning. That's exactly what it is. It's a template. It's the framework. So it's kind of like, I think of it as, building a house. Like we have some communities where like all the framework of the house is the same. And that's really just your guide to get started. But as the house is built and you guys put your touches on it and you pick your paint colors and you add your decor and, all of those things, that fits you and your personality, and the template's always going to stay the same, but your story will change and it will evolve, and you'll have new stories with your isogenics experience. So yeah. Okay, so this I kind of already talked about, but they give you guys some examples in there. So you can see here, it just says, before isogenics, I was always feeling tired and couldn't keep up with my kids' energy. On top of it all, I couldn't fit into any of my pre-pregnancy clothes. I was introduced to isogenics by my best friend, Sally, who I've known since college. I could tell that she was doing something different because she had this new glow about her, and I wanted that for myself. I've been on the products for almost a year now, and I can't imagine a day without them. As a result, I now feel even more energetic than my kids and fit into my jeans from high school. I don't remember ever feeling this good. I now believe everyone deserves a body that allows them to do everything they want to do. So quick and to the point, but very powerful language in here. So you guys can see in your 90-day game plan, this is, my internet's terrible, so it doesn't click in here. I did create, so let's see. Sorry, this is where. So here is the template that I'm talking about, the framework. And so when you start, don't get, caught up in the words. Just write down some things that you were feeling before and just kind of take some notes. And then just, they do give you some examples here too, and then put it together. So I'm going to just real quickly share with you guys. I did this today, and I put the template down. And can you guys see this or no? Is it small? Can't see your faces.
Yes.
Like I can't see anybody's face. It's so weird. And so I just kind of started typing things down. Like I wasn't getting too overly critical. Like I just really was trying to speak from my heart, you know, because I don't know if you guys are anything like me, but when I did this for the first time, it was like I would like write something out and then I would erase it. And then I would like write something out and then I would like delete it. And I'm like, this doesn't sound right. And it's like, just write down some things that come to your heart about what you truly experienced with Isagenix. So I won't read this to you, but I am going to read you my story. So it says, before Isagenix, I was suffering from numerous GI issues. Pretty much every stomach issue a person could have, I had, and it was completely debilitating my life. I was constantly nauseous, bloated, and looking for the nearest restroom, which was very true. Being sick all the time and for so many years changed me as a person. I had become extremely sad and unhappy and no longer desired to do the things I enjoy most. Now, guys, I'm going to be honest. I don't say all of this. This I wrote, and the more I tell it, the more it shortens and the more it becomes natural. But I wanted you guys to have something to look at. I even isolated myself from those I loved. I was introduced to Isagenix by my good friend Amanda and have been on the product for roughly 4 years now and feel amazing. Isagenix has completely changed my life. As a result, now I'm living life in a way I'd never have before. And I kind of, you know, put more here, but, you know, adding those things of like, I'm feeling joy, I'm feeling happiness again. Like I'm spending time with my family and I'm not anxious or worried about the things that I used to be anxious about before, you know, and now I want to help people live the life that they deserve. So, and then I also added on here, just so if you guys want to take a look at this, you know, they talk a lot about having, you know, an income story, if you have an income story, or if that's something that you desire to have your business story here. So I also put one of those there for you to look at. I won't read it to you though. Oh my gosh. Okay, that's it. Is someone monitoring the chat, by the way, Melina? If there's any questions, I don't know. If you guys have any questions or anything, just put it in the chat and we can take a look at it.
I think we're all good on the chat.
Perfect.
No chat. Nothing in the chat.
No chat.
All right.
Yeah.
It's pretty straightforward. So, I mean.
Yep.
It's good.
I just can't see. So, okay. So I guess we put some tools here for you guys to look at. Shanna, did you want to speak to this part? Because I know you were going to share a little bit about your income producing activities and the list that you can use. Okay,
Absolutely.
perfect.
I wanted Joe to do the bigger part because he's like I look to him for training and he does all the outside training and I just say, tell me what to do. So, but I would add in my little 2 cents sometimes. The tools that Isagenix provides us to grow our business are unbelievable. And what they've done with isagenixbusiness.com is huge. So if you haven't seen it lately, go there. They really break down the steps and what to say, the share, and the do. And there are even scripts within that for the say and the do. I mean, they tell you exactly what to say, script it out, like sentence by sentence, and what the reply might be. So that's huge. As far as tools, we have the best tool right under our fingertips with our health and action page. And if you are adding people to that page, make sure that you are adding value in that page daily, once, twice a day, and being someone's tour guide. So not just for your prospects, but for your product users too. Maybe one time a day you're posting something for your product users, the other time a day you're posting something for your prospects, because you want them to see what you want them to see. You have a pregnant mommy, you want her to see something about pregnant mommies and how they use the products. You have someone who is a diabetic, you can post an article on isagenixhealth.net about diabetics. So that page can really work to your benefit. However, if you are never posting in our health and action page, then your prospect is most likely never seeing anything. I can tell you how many pages, I can't tell you how many pages I've been added to, from lipsticks to makeup to whatever. I don't even know the names of these. I don't know these names of these groups, but it's because people are never posting in there. I'm never seeing anything. So if they want me to see anything, I'm not seeing it. If Joe Schmo posts, my person's not seeing that. I have to be posting and being their tour guide in order for them to see it. I can't just count on them going there on their own and looking around. So, but that page is a huge tool for us, and it's pretty amazing. And so use it. Joe talked about the three-way calls already. Again, even if you're not new, the three-way calls and the three-way messages messages are huge. And if you are not doing as well with the business or not having the luck in getting people signed up, then you deserve to ask someone to help you with the messages and with the calls. Again, iSmovie is a great tool because it has every single solution and videos to go with it. And they've done some reworking on that too. So that's really all I want to say on that one. Daily action plan. Okay, so, and we're going to share the next one in just a minute, but for me, what I noticed when I help people on our team is that they don't know what to do. And so seriously think about how much time you have to spend with your Isogenics business, whether it's 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 30 minutes, whatever it is, and sit down and make a list of the things that you're going to do in that time. Because if you are like most of us, you get sucked into the Facebook world and you just start scrolling, and then after 15 minutes you're like, what am I doing? I don't even remember why I sat down to my computer. I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm just scrolling. So have a list of what you're going to sit down and do. I can tell you that my mom has gotten upset with me a few times because she'll say, have you seen this, or have you seen this person's post or this person's post? And I'm like, Mama, I don't use Facebook the same way you use Facebook. I honestly don't really look around very much because I'm working from Facebook. So these are just some daily action plans that Isogenics gives you. Of course, the product, they say they have the 3x3x3. I'm not a 3x3x3 girl. Honestly, I don't count how many I send out a day, any touches. I just do as many as I can in the time that I have, and it could be from 10 to 20 to 30, just depending on what kind of time I have. And then follow up with people, follow up touches. I mean, I was telling my girlfriend Monica today, I was like, bother them. Like, it's okay, send them messages, bother them, be nice, but bother them. And then share something online, of course that's your posting and using the tools. There's a little thing about distractions. We talked about it the other night. Don't let your kids be a distraction. Let them be your why. Write the things down that are distracting you. That's a huge part of the 90-day action plan. If you're watching TV many hours a day, that TV is a huge distraction. You could be doing so many more things than watching TV, and I'm not going to totally cut it on the TV because we do tend to watch Netflix every now and again, but the TV is a distraction as well as other things. Go ahead and cut to the next one. So this is my list of daily duties. You can use it as your own, or you can make up your own. We're going to be doing an assignment within this group, so you are going to be making up your own. And I will tell you that mine changes probably every couple of months depending on what my focus is. Now, there are other things that I do, but the majority, I sit down and I look at my list. And if I find myself getting lost in Facebook world, then I look at my list and I'm like, okay, what was I supposed to do again? And I literally check. So I'm going to go through mine and kind of briefly explain, because I don't want us to run out of time. And if there's any questions, I think this is our last thing, right, Stephanie? Mm-hmm. Okay, so the 100 list. Okay, that's your friends list that Joe was talking about. However, I take mine a little different approach. I copy the 100 list from Isogenics, and I constantly work with 100 contacts. So I have a 100 list that I'm reaching out to 100 people, and as I'm reaching out to these 100 people, I'm making another list. I scroll on Facebook a bit to find people that I like. If something pops up, if I like their post, I think they're pretty cool, I'll write their name down because I definitely know that I want to connect with them somehow. So I reach out might be a comment on a post. It might be, I like to take the comment on post a little step further, and I send them a message. Hey, saw your dog, saw your new dog, in a message. Saw that you got a new dog. How cute, what kind of it is it? Because I wanted definitely them to see me. And so I'm doing my 100 list, working on that daily. I don't put a time on it. I don't put a number. I just put it on there. Again, finding groups, being active in groups. Some of the best friends that I have made are either in my group or that I have personally, or in other dog groups and other things I'm active in. So I'm just posting in there actively, friend requesting the people that are also active in the groups. I'm adding 20 friends a day. Now, someone asked me this the other day. Not all 20 people are accepting my friend requests, but I'm asking 20 people, maybe more. And I don't ever look and see if they've accepted or not. I will tell you that I've had to go in and I have had to unfriend. What is it where you have to retract your request because you have too many? So I'm sure I had hundreds of people who hadn't accepted it. And I couldn't ask any more friends, so I had to go in and retract all those friend requests, but I'm asking 20. I don't know how many are accepting. It's a different percentage every day. Again, the birthday messages that Joe was talking about, always done in a message, always done where I ask them a question at the very end because I'm trying to get some sort of conversation started. Usually my question is, do you have anything fun planned? You know, it's happy birthday, I hope it's the best year. Yeah, blah, 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 everything fun planned. The messaging, the likes, and the comments on your posts, that's what Joe was talking about. Every day, I try to not get so far behind. I do the day before. And I try to put really great posts, usually nothing health related, just great posts on my page because I want a lot of likes. Like 250 likes, that's a great number of likes. So I'm looking for things that are going to cause lots of likes, because then I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to have conversations with all those people with the script that Joe showed. Okay, 2 to 3 personal posts on my page. I have a fan page also, Healthy Kids, Healthy Moms. I'm actually revamping it. I have about 4,000 followers. I post in there 1 to 2 times a day. Our product page, Health in Action, I post 1 to 2 times a day. Usually if you're working as a pair, you can tag each other, and that's really helpful. One thing that I also find for those of you builders that have people underneath you that are brand new, tag them in your posts so that when they add people to the page, if they are not actively adding value, their people are seeing your stuff if you're tagging your people. So I do that a lot for my new people. Comment, message my prospects, comment, message my builders, and just make sure I'm in their face, I guess you could say. LinkedIn is something that I've gone in and out with. I know some of you are doing some Instagram training. LinkedIn is the one that I decided to put some effort towards. So I am friend requesting, messaging the same way with the cold message, and trying to post in there. And this is my daily duty, trying to go live every day somewhere, whether it's my personal page, whether it's Health in Action, whether it's our Life in the Box training, whether it's my Healthy Kids, Healthy Moms page. Somewhere and my goal is to get better at live. So somewhere I am practicing going live. So that's my daily duty list. And I know it's an assignment for you to create yours. So whatever you do in a day, write it down and share it with us. Right, Steph?
Yes.
That's
all
it.
right.
That's all I got.
Yeah, no, awesome. I love it. Okay. And guys, keep in mind too, like it's hard in the beginning because there's so much coming at you. You know, if you're new here and you're just starting your business, or you're in the first month, like, you know, Joe made a good point. Like at some point, you know, numbers and going fast does make a big deal, but try not to get overwhelmed. You know, like that list that she's created doesn't have to be, you know, your list, and you know, start at where you're, push yourself, but start where you're comfortable. Okay, so here are some of the to-dos that we have. So, you know, you write out your story and practice it. You know, they have you do that at Celebration, and practice it with a friend. And this is a really good way too, guys, to get people in. This is cut off for some reason, I apologize. In front of your story, you know, like call a couple of your close friends maybe you haven't talked to about Isogenics, and just say, hey, you know, like that know you're doing this. Can I practice this? Can I share this with you? Record it if you feel more comfortable, or just go live in our group page, the 90-day action plan page, and share your 30-second story, and just make sure that you hashtag it my 30-second story. If you're me, just go live. If I record it, I just like stop it 17 times. So it's almost better just to go live. Pick a number of people you want to connect to. Right now, mine's going to be 40. That's where I'm going to start. And you want to start that now. You don't have to like post anything or do anything with it. That's on you guys to just start reaching out and start making those connections, as was shared with you earlier.
Hey, Steph, can I say something real quick about the connections?
Yeah.
Just for those of you that have never done the cold prospecting before, that might not feel comfortable with it. A few years ago, I went to a retreat, and Jen Trinkner was there, and Casey said, what do you send people when they become your friend? And she said, I seriously say, hi, how are you? And she waits for a response. And then when they respond, she said, you know, Casey was like, what do you say next? And she was like, I say, do you keep your options open when it comes to changing your health and or your wealth? And we were all like, oh my gosh, that's genius. Like, why have we never thought about that? I mean, is she just like posing a question? And so there was a group of us that were like, we're going to come home and we're going to do that. We're going to send that message out. We're going to start with A and our alphabet of friends list, and we're going to go through and we're going to send that out. I did it for 2 days and I stopped, and the rest of us stopped too, because we couldn't posture up enough and have the confidence to do it, because we were so scared that somebody was going to say no or ignore us or whatever. And I wasn't ready to do that. So take it like, you know, almost 2 years down the road, and I'm ready to do that in my own way, because I realized, like, what do I have to lose they can just say no or ignore me or say yes. Sometimes that yes is scarier than the no, because you're like, oh shit, what am I going to do? What do I send them? What do I do now? Like, it's exciting. And you're like, I don't know what to do. So if you're not ready for that, don't beat yourself up about it, but there will come a time where you will need to step outside of your box and do that. So baby steps, I realize, but ask yourself, what's more painful, sending this message or being broke ass for like 10 more years? Like, choose your pain. So I will just say that. Even if it's just you're making one connection a day from your list, whatever.
Oh, yeah. That's funny. I love that. No, that's true. That's true. And you hit it right there, because for me, this is where I'm at. You know, Joe was talking earlier about your warm market, and it's like I'm at a make or break point for me in terms of meeting new people and making connections and enrollments. And like, I got to do the do. Like, it's, you know, you can only stay in your comfort area for so long before, you know, it's either, you know, whatever, get off the pot type of thing. So I get it. All right, and then you guys are going to create your daily action plan and post that by July 1. And then there are 2 videos in there. One is from Isogenics Business, and I think I'll put these all in the group, like, and remind people, just like Melina did with the first set, of like what to do. So, you know, and you can go back and watch this, but I'll put them in there. But I don't remember what that video is called. It's like connecting and something. And then Joe was talking about his rapport versus numbers. I think it was something like that in there, and then post a reflection in there. So I think that's it. I'm going to hit out of here and hit stop share. I can finally see your guys' faces. Oh my gosh. I love it. Okay, should we open it up? And does anybody have, or Melina, what do you think? Joe, you guys have any questions or anything you just want to ask? Or you can feel free to unmute yourself. Don't be shy.
I'm here.
I might have a question myself.
You guys, I just wanted, I mean, thank you, Stephanie, and thank you, Joe and Shanna. You guys are amazing. I took pictures of the scripts, and I'm excited to apply what I learned tonight. You know, you guys, but the one thing that I just want to kind of add a little bit is that, you know, you got to find how this works for you. And the only way you can do that is by starting somewhere. And if you are not, you know, massively connecting every single day, you must start, you know, and, you know, that's one thing that I know that I coach all of my people to do. Caitlin's sitting here right next to me. We were connecting with people today, you know, and it's like massively connect. And it doesn't matter what you say, just go. And people aren't going to answer, and you're going to get better as you go. But if you don't go, like Joe said, if you're always getting ready to get ready, it's not going to happen, you know. But, you know, just know that it will evolve. You will find your niche, and it gets easier. But you got to do it. And you got to start. And, you know, that's the hardest part, is starting. And, you know, I can tell you right now, once you start connecting and you connect on a massive scale, like Joe and Shanna do, like Stephanie does, like I do, like Melanie does, like Caitlin does, it doesn't even phase you, because I honestly lose track of all the people that I reached out to. Like, I need my list to keep track, like that I check people off. And, you know, if they don't respond, whatever, like, it's totally fine, because whatever, you know. And my energy, you know, what's that saying? Energy goes where energy flows.
Where energy flows, your energy goes.
Yeah, where energy flows, your energy goes. And so the people that respond, they get my energy. The people that don't, whatever. I mean, it is what it is. So, you know, you just got to go. You just got to go and go big, and it makes it so much easier. But I'm telling you right now, if you're only reaching out to one person a day, you are thinking about that. You are like, oh, I reached out to that person and they didn't respond, you know. But you reach out to 10, 20, 15, whatever, 25, somebody responds, and that person gets your energy. So that's what I got.
And you guys said it earlier too, like the posture too. Like, I had reached out to Shanna before, and I had used that, and I did it, and that was me. I did it for 3 days, and I didn't personalize it enough, and I was in that energy of almost fear when I was sending it out. And I feel like that fear, I mean, people just, they sense it, you know, because I messaged her and I was like, I sent that to like 100 people and nobody replied but 4 people. And she was like, you know, it's very, very helpful. But I think it was all just where I was, my state, you know, that's a big thing, is your state. So I have one question. Would you guys be willing to touch on, so like when you're friending, is this mostly coming from your suggestions? And like when you go into groups, I mean, they'll kick you out. Do you kind of like a post and message them, or how do you go about friending people that way?
For us personally, we haven't lived here but like 4 years, and it's like a tons of people in like a little small town. So we have just friends of friends, friends of friends,
Gotcha.
the people you may know. And then I told Joe that some of the best ones, I'm getting a little bit more picky with who I'm friend requesting now. Some of the best ones, it'll be like a friend of mine, and she'll post a picture and she'll tag all her friends. I say a Facebook friend of mine. She'll tag all her friends, and I'll be like, oh, she looks cool. She looks cool. She looks good. And I'll just like request all her friends because they look like somebody I'd want to hang out with. Or going into groups, if I've like been interactive, I just friend request people that look pretty cool, and then I send them a message with the request that say, hey, we're both members of the same dog community or whatever. Just thought I would connect with you from one dog lover to another, and I send a message with the friend request. So that's how we both do it.
Perfect. Thank you. Does anybody else have anything that they want to ask or say? Can't hear you.
Hey, Shanna, could I ask you real quick, what do you do when you get kicked out of groups? Because originally I was joining groups, and then I was reaching out to people within the groups, and I've still been doing that. But a lot of times I like either post, and then whoever I connect with on there, I'll connect with like as a friend or whatever. But I don't randomly reach out to people within the group because I know so many groups have rules. And then I'll go to look for one, and then I'll be like, oh, look at that. I got kicked out of it.
I've never, no, I've never, and I can't say I'm like involved in tons of groups. I have my own special ones, but I've never sent a message and had anything to do with isogenics. So maybe that's what it was. So I just have connected on that level, and then we've become friends. And I haven't really done any sort of follow-up except talking about our dogs or whatever the group is I'm in. So I haven't had that, but I'm pretty sure that's pretty common.
Yeah, definitely. Well, there's so many rules on each group of if you're like, if people report you that you're doing this, so I wasn't sure, but maybe I need to start doing that instead. So
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Anybody else?
I was going to say something.
Yeah.
I was just going to say that I'm looking at my TV. You guys are up on my TV. That's why my face looks like I'm not looking at anybody. But anyways, I was just going to say that it's kind of, thank you guys so much. I feel like some of our trainings in the past have all been so far ahead of us, or in such a different, this is practical. So this practicality is totally what we needed. And I will tell you, you don't try to, you don't want to, but you do end up comparing because you're like, why isn't my stuff working? And I, as much as I try not to do that, I can't help it at times.
I don't do that.
He says he doesn't do that. Liar.
I love him.
But the thing is that I'm not, I love what you said. I can't remember if it was Shanna or Milena. One of you guys said when you're friending one, it was you, Milena. You're like, when you're friending one person, you're thinking about it. Oh, she didn't reply.
Right.
It's when you're friending 20 a day, you're not thinking about all 20. So thank you for that. That was like an aha moment to me because seriously, it made the light bulb go off to say, oh, then and especially for somebody like me, I take that stuff personally. So it would be a great way for me to not, because I won't be able to spread myself that thin to worry about that much. So I just had to get that out. Thanks.
Yeah, no, I'm glad. And that's why we wanted to do this. We were like, we want to do the 90-day game plan, and, especially if we can help people who are just getting started, and make it very doable, chunking it up and making it doable for people. And just keep in mind it's your own journey, that the whole saying, the comparison is a thief of joy. I mean, that's so true. I mean, I think we all do it to some degree at times, and you're at your own stage and you're on your own personal growth journey, and you just kind of love yourself through that, as long as you just keep putting one foot in front of the other, it's going to happen. I mean, I'm on here speaking, and this is, that's my thing, I'm like, oh gosh, I got to speak today. But I'm doing it, and I'll get better at it, and so I totally get it.
Well, I like that all you guys are starting to speak because it gives me, again, I like the variety because everybody does it just slightly different.
Yep.
So it helps us to see it, yeah, different point of views, different perspectives. You know, let's face it, you know, a lot of this stuff, well, not tonight's, but a lot of this stuff over time, we've all heard, but it's, you get aha moments at different times just because you're hearing it slightly different, you know, and so all of it is just so very helpful. So thank you, because I keep saying to my Tom, I keep saying, well, they keep telling us all that, you know, just don't quit. So that is my thing that I'm proud of. We're not quitting, you know, because we really need to get over that hump. So
I love it. He's in the background, just like.
I'm always doing that.
You know what? I honestly feel like people quit because they don't know what to do.
Yep.
And I probably would have quit a long time ago if I hadn't had just kind of figured out, and it was just kind of figure out on my own. Well, I heard somebody say this and somebody say this and somebody this, and let me put them all together and just like, I'll just do those things. So I think people have to know what to do, and they have no idea what to do. Oh, I just, I think a lot of people just, they said to post, so I'll just post and then just pray that somebody reaches out. And
that's what we've been doing.
Yeah, I can totally speak from a standpoint of somebody who took forever to get out of the box. I was taking little tiny, my toes were just coming out of the box a little bit. I was so stubborn, as Morgan said last call or whatever. I didn't even want Casey coming down to my house and staying and talking with Joe and doing any training or anything. I didn't want her in my house. I never even met that girl before. So I was closed to absolutely everything. And I remember her saying, well, you're going to post 3 times a day. And I was like, no, I'm not. But I wouldn't verbally say that to her. I just was up here. I was like, I'm not doing that. Like, I was closed to everything. But the more that you dig deep and grow, I'm not a huge professional development or personal development junkie. I'm not. I wish I did more, but I do grow myself, just not like everybody else does as intensely, I guess. But the more I do that and I'm learning about this profession, the more I'm able to just step out, and the more I meet cool people like you guys that make it so much easier to have like these great conversations with. So if you're one of those people that's just kind of slow to change or to move or whatever, don't beat yourself up about it, because it'll come.
Yeah. Well, and again, I like how you said, you guys were going along for a certain amount of time, with almost 2 years, and you said you got to that point where you're like, okay, and the more I see all you guys propel, the more I keep saying, all right, damn it, we gotta, or get off the pot.
We'll do it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I love that. I have to say something because I love you. I just love you guys. But you guys, the thing is every single person on here has wall kicking moments, and we face the giants too, and truly it is simply, you have to, and that's why we took 2 weeks to do the why and the vision and the mission. And if, I get chills thinking about it. Like when I think about not sending a message, and then I think about my 3 babies here at home, and I'm like, there is nothing more important than them. And this person is getting this message, and like that is, and the bottom, if they don't respond, they don't respond. And so that's why we took that, and that why, and so like literally like dig in deep, and why are you doing this? Like, just, and keep that, write it everywhere, post it everywhere. And, when you have that wall kicking moment, but I can tell you right now, when I have a wall kicking moment, it's because I am not doing anything. Like, I'm not doing anything, and I have to own it. And I have to say, you know what? I didn't send my messages today. And, if I didn't make my goal, it's all on me because I didn't do the work. And, it is what it is. And that's just, Glenn and I, that's just where we're at. And that's the hardest thing to own, is because, we get upset, and every single person, I do this, you pass the blame to someone else, especially if you have a spouse. and you're doing this with your spouse, it's like always their fault. I mean, I'm like one thing right here.
She's talking about me. I pass the blame on her.
It's his
But I
fault.
mean, I love that you spoke up, Stacey, because every single person has been, we're all in the same boat. We are literally all in the same boat. It's just who talked to more people. That's it.
Right.
That's it. You know.
Well, and just like you guys are doing this so comprehensively. That's my biggest thank you, because it's like I the paint by numbers. I need the step by numbers. I swear, because I feel like I'm. Sometimes I look at Tom and I'm like, but we're doing it, but we're not doing it to that level. So we need to
Baby stuff.
totally
We
kick
need
it up
to
a notch.
Get out the gate running.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
so thank you,
No, I'm
thank
glad.
you.
I'm
thank
glad.
you guys.
Yeah, no, you're welcome.
Okay.
All right. So Joe and Shanna, thank you so much for coming in and sharing. You guys are rock stars. And Melina, thank you so much for always offering your wisdom and support. And if you guys, we've said this before, if you have anything, if it's tonight or tomorrow, whatever, you have questions or things that you want to ask, like reach out. Like we're here to support you in any way and be there for you. So, and then I will go into the 90-day action plan group, and I will make sure that I will post the assignments for you guys to see in there for the next week, 2 weeks. So I think that's it. Oh, Melina? Yeah.
Sorry. I'm like, can I say one more thing?
Yeah.
If you have not done the other assignments, it's okay. Like nobody's gonna check your, Glenn just walks by and goes, check your work. No one's gonna check your work, but do them, and if you're behind, you're behind. It's all good. We're busy. We work. We get it. There's life, but do it. Don't not do, and do them kind of, the order is intentional, to do the why and to do the mission and to reflect on the videos. It's in the vision board. Even if you just go to Target, you guys, and you get your freaking board, go buy the push pins and the board and take a picture of it. Seriously,
I have to show you, I just wrote words on a piece of paper for now. I'm like, okay, this is a start.
and just do it. It's just, but make sure you like Stacey said, we're doing this so intentionally because there is a certain way to do certain things, and if you cannot go back into the why inside your belly, that's Peter Kelly, the why that has set your belly on fire and why you're doing this, you will not continue, so with the assignments, do them at your own pace, but do them and do them all. It's going to pay off tenfold. So, sorry, it's the teacher and me coming out, Stephanie. I had to do your homework.
I know earlier I was like, can I move I had to message Wayne and go, do you mind if I move the 32nd story date back? Just to make sure she was good with it. Okay. You guys have an awesome evening. Thanks for coming in here and showing your beautiful faces. We appreciate it. And that's it. So I will post this. Are we posting these, Melina, in the group as they come, right?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. It's recording on my, I have never.
Oh, this is your account. I forgot.
It's my, yeah. So it'll be there. We'll figure it out. It's recorded.
All right,
So it'll go somewhere.
Okay. Good night, guys.
Thanks, guys. Have a great night.